everyone. Welcome to Living with Vibrance and Vitality. I'm just going to wait a little bit just for a few people to hop on board and to invite a few people and say hello to everyone, because that's what we do, right? So just bear with me as we wait for a few people to hop on board. Okay. How is everyone's long weekend going? Well, some of you might not be having a long weekend wherever you might be around the world, but here in Queensland, Australia, we have a long weekend for Anzac Day. On Monday the 25th is our holiday. So it's pretty crazy time at the moment because we've got 3 long weekends in a row. So yes, it's like 4 days and then back at work, 4 days, 4 days at work, 3 days off, 4 days at work, 3 days off. How cool is that? The only problem is it does end and then we don't have any long weekends for almost the rest of the year. So welcome everybody. Today we are talking about the power of bath salts and how they benefit us. You've all heard about bath salts. You've probably all been given bath salts at some stage. But what are actually in bath salts and how do you at home create bath salts? Well, I'm going to tell you today, and it's so easy and it's so simple. And all of these ingredients we do have at the supermarket, or you can actually go to a very good health food shop and obtain them from there as well. So I'll also be showing you today the different types of salts, just so that you have a visual and go from there, basically. So let's have a look how we go here. Hang on, these people are just having a little chat to me. Hi, Ola, how you going? Good to see you here. And Denise, lovely to see you on board here. And Pauline, welcome. Okay, so we're going to be talking today, as I said, about bath salts. So what are bath salts? How do they work within our bodies? Then we're going to break it down and what are Epsom salts, the benefits of Epsom salts, Himalayan salts, sea salts, etc., and the various ways that you can use them. So we'll start with what are bath salts. As we know, bath salts are salts, and they have been used for many years to assist with mental relaxation and stress. It's also about our physical ailments and to help us with our physical ailments. They've been known to ease muscular aches and pains. I know as a massage therapist, I have for many years recommended customers to go and have a bath in Epsom salts in particular because of their ability to ease the muscular spasms and the aches, the pains, and to draw out bruising. But they are also there to help with cramping, to detoxify the body, to assist with circulation, and of course, who doesn't relax when we are soaking in a bath? Because as women, and I'm sorry men if you're watching, women don't stop. So, you know, you should treat it like a very a special time for you to have a moment of downtime. Take a book into the bath, light some candles if you like. Oh, Paul. Hello, Paul. Sorry. You are here. Yes, well, us ladies need some downtime away from the children. So, you know, guys are good at it too, but I don't think they light candles and take a book there. They just have a soak and hop out. But make a special moment for you so that you are benefiting on many levels. You're nurturing yourself. You're taking a moment of mental downtime is what I call it, and you're just relaxing. So bath salts, as we go back into it, is also made up of Epsom salts, which is magnesium sulfate, Himalayan salts, and sea salts. Now, that is your basic ingredients. It's up to you then whether you add various other ingredients like botanicals, coconut oil, bicarb sodas, coconut milk, etc. So the world is truly your oyster when you create your beautiful bath salts. So your key component to bath salts is the Epsom salts, which is magnesium sulfate. Now, everyone knows what Epsom salts is because it's sitting on the supermarket shelf, right? Okay, oops, I think I've gone backwards. Let's go forwards. Always good to go forwards, never go backwards. Okay, so bath salts, how they work is they work on relieving your fatigue. They can actually energize you. They help with stress relief. They actually do promote sleep, believe it or not, by increasing the melatonin in your system. They relieve cramping. So if you suffer from muscular cramps, menstrual cramps, they aid with that because of the high dose of magnesium. Oh, okay. Ola's saying that Himalayan salts is extremely expensive in the Philippines. Okay, so you don't have to use Himalayan salts, Ola. You can just use your key ingredients of the Epsom salts as well as your sea salt if you find that Himalayan salts are too expensive. Hi, Joshua. Lovely to have you on board. So we also find that the Epsom salts, the bath salts, aid in muscle recovery. So if you're a sports guru and love to go to the gym, they aid in recovery of the muscles. And it calms skin irritation. So if you're a person that has eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, inflammation, you know, for unknown reasons, then have a soak in bath salts because it actually does relieve the skin irritations and calms them down. Our body absorbs the magnesium and then goes into the system, and that is how we start to relax and unwind. Hi, Rachel. Good to see you here today. Hope you're well. Okay, so Epsom salts is your key ingredient, as we've said. It's also known as magnesium sulfate. It is a chemical compound made up of magnesium sulfate and oxygen. It gets its name from a town, believe it or not, in Surrey called Epsom. How easy is that? So this is where it was originally discovered and has been utilised and you know, obtained ever since. Despite its name, Epsom salts is completely different to table salt. It's a different compound, a different particle size, and yet it still gets the name salt due to its similar chemical structure. And if you were to taste it, it's quite, you know, it's quite bitter and unpalatable. I don't know if you've ever ducked under the water when you've had a bath and accidentally the water has gotten into your mouth. It's not quite a nice, pleasant experience at all. But look, for those that don't know what Epsom salts looks like, I actually do have some here because I do create products. And so therefore I have bags, 25 kilo bags load actually. So I'm going to bring it up to the camera. As you can see, it's all just spilled over my laptop. The particle size is, there it is a lot smaller than your rock salt as per se. And also you'll find that it's larger than the normal table salt in granular size. So the thing with salts is they do absorb moisture from the air. So, and also because they're drawing in moisture, they create a gas as well. So it's suggested that when you do make your own bath salts, not to put them in glass because the glass has been known to shatter. So I always put mine in plastic containers when I make them. And this way, you know, you don't have any of those issues, or I put them in Ziploc bags. Hi, Rob. Good to see you on board here. So, yes, so our Epsom salts, you know, that's a little bit of the history about the Epsom salts. Oh, I keep going backwards. I don't know why. There you go. Benefits of Epsom salts is because of its high mineral content of magnesium, it actually enables the body to promote melatonin in the system, which aids sleep. It reduces mental and physical stress, aids in muscle recovery from sports. So if you've had, been kicked in the shins from soccer, it will actually help to also draw out that bruising, reduce the inflammation of the bruising or the swelling. It will also release any pain due to that injury. It relieves skin irritations. So if you have eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or you've even got a little bit of sunburn, it will actually help with the sunburn as well. It detoxifies our body by drawing out the toxins. And what you probably don't realise is that if you have ingrown toenails, it's a really good thing to actually help by having a bath in Epsom salts, because it assists with the ingrown toenails and it draws out splinters. So who knew, right? Alleviates crampings. So if you suffer from restless legs, muscular spasms, or you have fibromyalgia, it does help with these conditions. Also inflammation and pain, of course. So hence why after having a lovely soak in Epsom salts, that you feel a lot more able to move more freely. And of course, those with arthritic conditions, whether it be osteo or rheumatoid, it helps with that because of its drawing out the inflammation from the joints. So the other ingredient that is with our bath salts today that we're talking about is the Himalayan salts. So Himalayan salts actually comes from the Punjab region of Pakistan. And it is a beautiful pink colour, and I do have some here to show you all. Let's see if I can spill this all over my laptop, hey? There we go. And most of you will see this on the shelves as a salt. A lot of people now are using this salt for their food source because it's one of the purest forms of salt, believe it or not. Now, if you don't like the fine grade, it also comes in a very big rock crystal as such. I do find that in bath salts, when you make a bath salt using Himalayan, I personally prefer to grind the salt down to a finer particle, not so much as the first option that I showed you, but slightly lighter, because the big rock crystals take a little bit longer to break down in the bath. And unless you like to have a great exfoliation with it and sit on rocks, literally, it's not that comfortable experience in my eyes, but each to their own. So the Himalayan salts are that beautiful pink, light pink colour, and they're mined at the foothills of the Himalayas. And it contains lots of trace minerals, and this gives it that beautiful pinky colour. I have said that it is the purest of salts, and you'll find that you don't need to use a lot in your meals, actually, if ever you do use it in your meals. And it is very, very good for our systems on many levels. Okay, it contains more than 80 minerals. And that's why it's so popular this day and age. It includes minerals such as potassium, iron, and calcium. All these minerals aid our body's natural detoxification process and promotes the removal of bacteria. Himalayan salts actually reduce skin irritations, inflammation, and assist with breakouts. So if you have problematic skin, it's great for that. Hi, Rodney. Welcome. It helps us when we're having a bath. When you're using Himalayan salts, it actually helps the skin's moisture content and helps to retain the moisture within the skin. It also helps with detoxification, like Epsom salts as well. So they all seem to carry on this same flow effect. If you're wanting to use it as a scalp exfoliator, then mix a little bit of Himalayan salts with coconut oil and use it as a scalp exfoliator for dandruff or loose. Sometimes when you get sunburnt and you don't wear a hat, you'll have a little bit of dandruff there as well, because it aids the circulation and exfoliating the dead cells off. Once again, like Epsom salts, Himalayan salts also relieves sore muscles. It is a natural exfoliant, so you can actually, as I said, use it as an exfoliant over your hands, your body. It actually aids in drawing out the toxins, but because it's very good at killing bacteria as well, or the removal of bacteria, it's assisting the skin with its healing process. It has, and you've probably all seen them, it is known for the salt lamps as well, because of the negative ions that it releases. And this actually can boost our serotonin and alleviate symptoms of depression. So it's fantastic. And that's why a lot of stores that you do see, or homes that you go to, will have Himalayan lamps, because it actually helps with our breathing and respiratory, because it's removing all the nasties as well. And that's why you do see nowadays, you have salt caves where you can actually go on a deck chair and sit amongst meters and meters of beautiful, pure Himalayan salt. And it's actually drawing out and opening up the respiratory area as well. Something I haven't yet done, but I would love to do, because it would be very, very clearing. I don't know if anyone else has been to a salt cave at all and had that, but yes, you can actually, do the salt water flush of the nasal passages as well for sinus conditions. So once again, we've covered the Epsom salts, we've covered the Himalayan salts. Another ingredient in bath salts is sea salts. So what are sea salts? And, yes, some people know them to be rock salt, and that's the same ingredient. So sea salt is produced from the evaporation of ocean's water or from the salt lakes. And sometimes you may have seen photos or TV where you see the absolute, the salt laying on the evaporated salt, or the evaporated water, should I say, sitting on the salt beds. That is the sea salts. It is less processed than table salt, and the salt particles are actually bigger, hence why it retains its trace minerals. So this is the larger rock salt version. Okay, let's bring that up. Actually, I might try and put a bit on here. It seems to show a bit better. Now, you can buy it in the crystals as such, or you can buy it ground up. Once again, it's your personal choice when you make bath salts, whether you choose to use the larger crystals or whether you choose to grind it down to suit the density that you're requiring. Okay, so sea salt is mostly composed of sodium chloride, magnesium, calcium, iron, and potassium. So who would think that a little bit of sea salt there contains so much goodness for us? And that's why, once again, you either choose to use your Himalayan salts on your food, or you choose sea salts. There are many forms, as I said, of sea salt, whether it be the fine grade, the coarse grade, or the extra coarse grade. It is a personal preference when we're making our bath salts. You might want to do a little bit of both. You might have a variance of your Epsom salts then to your Himalayan salts, making that a little bit finer, and your sea salt finer again. It all comes down to aesthetics and what you prefer. So your benefits of sea salt, very similar again to that of Himalayan and that of your Epsom salts. It aids relaxation and stress relief. It's calmative to skin conditions and inflammation, helps with your muscle relief. And this is why they all work hand in hand together, because they all enhance each other. Aids relief with rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. It relieves stiffness in the joints. So anyone that, has had a hard day at work, or they've got a bit of swelling happening in the legs or the feet due to being on your legs all day, it's fantastic for that. Sea salt makes a beautiful exfoliant as well, and you can do a foot exfoliant or an all-over body exfoliant. It increases your skin's hydration as well. So if you've, want to make a beautiful exfoliant, there's no rhyme or reason why you couldn't actually use Himalayan salts and sea salts together, and maybe just do, mix half a cup for the whole body. You really won't need too much. Add a bit of your chosen oil and then work it into a paste and start exfoliating your skin. You'll be absolutely amazed at how your skin will glow after this. Also, your sea salt assists with the clearing of acne or problematic skin because of the beautiful trace ingredients in there, the trace minerals as well. Hi, Jackie. Lovely to have you on board here. So when you're making bath salts, as I said, do not place them into glass containers because they can explode. Always put them into a plastic container or into Ziploc bags or anything else that you might have. If you're into recycling, perfect. You can use it into little bits of cardboard. But the problem with the cardboard is salts draw moisture in. So they will become sticky together. You can also, with your beautiful bath salts that you're going to create, add your chosen oil if you want a little bit of extra nourishment, and that can be olive oil, coconut oil. You can use jojoba oil, although that's a very expensive way of going. Sunflower oil, because I believe over in the Philippines, and I have a lot of people that watch from the Philippines, it's the go-to oil. So that's wonderful, but just remember that it's not as stable as some of the other oils and can go a little bit, I call it rancid, but it changes the odor a little bit. And when you're creating your bath salts, if you're going to use all three, that's great. You can then choose to add your botanicals. And so out of my garden today, I've just chosen some lavender. Now, these little darling lavender flowers are only just starting to blossom and some are closed, but you would just pull the buds off. Sorry, not in the visual here. Pull the buds off and add them to your bath salts. And I would also add, some essential oils. So if you're adding essential oils to your bath salts, then you do need to have what I call a carrier oil. And we did discuss that in a couple of lives about 3 weeks ago, I believe it might have been. So if you want to learn about carrier oils, then scroll back on Facebook and have a look at the live talking about carrier oils. So when you're using essential oils with your bath salts, you will have to mix them in, and obviously you will have to make sure that you follow the guidelines of essential oils and ensure that you are not just freely pouring it in, because less is more in my eyes. And obviously for children and elderly, the recommended dosages are totally different to that of adults or us, normal, that's a terrible word, isn't it? Just everyday people. It's only because of skin sensitivities, where the elderly and the young don't need as much. The young children are more sensitive to essential oils. And you also do have to make sure that it's not going to cause toxicity to the child as well, because there are certain oils, essential oils, that you just do not use on children at all until much older in life, where you can then vaporize them. So do read the guidelines, and the company, whoever you choose a premium brand of essential oil. And yes, things like you could have a beautiful cedarwood and orange blend. You could have lavender and orange. Maybe you want to balance hormones, so you could have a wonderful geranium. And so that balances our mind, mood, and emotions. And geranium oil, especially if you're having a week at work and you're all out of sorts, your geranium essential oil is a perfect oil to choose. It is a very strong aromatic oil, so you could actually add orange to it or lavender to soften it. But you want to treat your health and well-being, and that's why we choose to go towards bath salts in the first place, because we're aiming to release our stress levels. We're aiming to feel energized after the day, or we're aiming to heal any injuries that we may have occurred or ailments that we may have. And that is solely the benefits of our wonderful bath salts. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me at any time. Hi, Georgia. Lovely to see you on board here. I will be messaging everyone back after today because I've got lots of messages coming in. Don't be afraid to suggest what you use in your bath salts when you do create them. I'd love to hear how you go with them. But yes, if you want to learn more, feel free, schedule in a time with me and I'll be happy to do a one-on-one with you and let's create some wonderful products. So welcome to today's course. I hope that you've had an amazing time learning about all the different salts and how they all enhance each other and work hand in hand. Be careful once again when you are having a beautiful bath in bath salts, because the bath does get a little bit slippery. One thing you do have to be cautious with is you can actually use them in a foot bath to draw out toxins, but be careful if you're a diabetic. It is not suggested that you use Epsom salts when you're a diabetic, because it unsettles. Well, you're aiming for the circulation, your nerve endings are at the bottom of your feet, so it is not recommended if you're a diabetic to have a beautiful warm bath salts or foot soak, should I say. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. It's been wonderful talking to you again. I do look forward to seeing you all here next Saturday, live at 5, for a completely new topic again. I hope you've learnt something and you've taken away something with you today, and I hope you get to implement exactly. But remember, when you do have a bath in bath salts, you must soak for at least 15 to 20 minutes to obtain the minimum, and you must have about a cup of bath salts in your bath. So it's a hard life, isn't it, when you're having to have a bath salts bath. It's a good given to take a nice glass of wine, candles, and read a book and have a beautiful soak for 20 minutes to reap the benefits. All right, guys, have a safe weekend. It's been an absolute joy talking to you all again. Thank you so much for hopping on board, everyone, and I shall speak to you all next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.